Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about essential oils. What is an essential oil? Well, an essential oil is actually the living essence of the plant. It's the immune system of the plant, and it helps to keep the plant healthy, just like our immune system helps to keep us healthy. Because the plant's molecular system and our molecular system are so similar, the immune system from the plant can actually be absorbed into our body to help our immune system. So essential oils are 100 to 10,000 times stronger than dried herbs. So if you're cooking with them, be careful. Use the toothpick test to start with. This is an aromatic volatile liquid found in all plants and in different parts of the plant. Now let's break that down. Aromatic, we can smell it. And volatile just means that it changes. It can be absorbed. So it absorbs into your body. It also absorbs into the air. So if I were to put a drop of essential oil on my hand, some of it would be absorbed into my body and some of it into the air. Essential oils are very complex. They have many different constituents, which means they can keep the plant healthy from many different reasons, which is exactly what our immune system does too. It keeps us healthy from a cold to the flu, to cancer, to a sore knee, to a headache, and it has many different ways of helping us. And because the molecular makeup of both of the plant and us are so similar, and the essential oils are so teeny tiny, they can be absorbed easily into our body and help our immune system if they're therapeutic grade essential oils. And that's the secret. So back long time ago, essential oils were used. There was no big pharma back then. Back to the days of King Tut. And when they first unearthed King Tut's tomb, they thought that they had hit pay dirt because nobody had been in there, because all the gold was in there. What they realized a little while later was that, yes, the gold was there, but the essential oils weren't, because they felt, any of the robbers that were in the tomb felt that the essential oils were much more valuable than the gold. And so they just left the gold. Oh, there we go. Okay. Similarly, in the Bible, the three wise men brought Mary and Jesus frankincense and myrrh and gold. Gary Young from Young Living was asked, well, what do you do if you don't know what oil to use? And he said, don't worry about it. Your body will. And so even if you don't have the exact right oil for the exact remedy that you want, you can use a lot of oils. And because they are therapeutic grade and have all these constituents, they can help, and your body will know what to do with them. So how do we use essential oils? Well, if you smell them, they will go into your bloodstream within 20 seconds, and they'll be all through your body within 2 minutes. When you smell anything, it goes directly to your limbic system or your emotional system. And essential oils, because of their frequency, can really raise you up and make you feel a lot better. You can use them topically. Our skin is our largest organ. And if you put anything on your skin, whether it be therapeutic essential oils or conventional products with chemicals in it, it gets absorbed into your bloodstream within 20 seconds, and it's throughout your whole body within 2 minutes. Only things that are ingested are filtered through your liver. Now, there are essential oils that can be ingested and used for cooking, like I mentioned before. But these have to be specific essential oils, which have been graded by the Health Canada and the FDA. And these are very pure. They are called plus oils in the United States, and they're called Vitality. Actually, I think we flipped them around. They're plus oils in Canada, and they're called Vitality oils in the States. And it's the same thing. So we talk about ingesting, and once again, you have to be very careful because one drop is so strong. Now, people talk about sensitivities to fragrances, and usually the sensitivity will come from the chemicals that are in the fragrances. Many fragrances don't come from actual plants. They actually come from the lab and trying to replicate the smell of the plant. And it's the chemicals usually that will cause the allergic reaction. There's only about 3% of people that are allergic to Young Living essential oils. Now, another reason is because the essential oils are so teeny tiny that they get into your body without alerting your sensitivities or your allergic reactions. And so you are usually okay. But try just a little bit to start with. So why use essential oils? Well, they don't have the side effects that big pharma pills do. They also work really well. I haven't bought over-the-counter drugs since I started using Young Living, and they work really well. Also, the conventional products that we use are so filled with chemicals that is what is making a lot of us sick. So we have chemicals in our conventional products that we clean with. We have conventional products with chemicals in them that we bathe in, that we put on our face. Do you know a woman who is getting out of bed and ready for work, by the time she walks out that front door, will have up to 500 chemicals on her body? So between the soap, the shampoo, the conditioner, the makeup, the eye makeup, the perfume if she uses it, the hand lotion, the soap, whatever. Also, women that stay at home or men are more liable to get cancer from chemicals than the person who goes out to work. Because with our doors and windows shut, whether it's in the winter with the heat on or in the summer with the air conditioner on, the chemicals that are in our conventional products stay in the air. And there's chemicals that make them stay in the air. And when they stay in the air, we breathe them in and they stay on our lungs. So there's a big difference in different kinds of essential oils. So how do you know? Like, essential oils are kind of a buzzword right now. And you can find them in Walmart, you can find them in the drugstore, you can find them any place. So how do you know what is a therapeutic grade essential oil? Well, there's many ways that costs can be cut in making essential oils. But what you want to know is the company that's making your essential oils. It's got to come down to that. I don't know any other way of knowing whether an essential oil is therapeutic grade value or not. I do know that Young Living's motto is seed to seal, that they go from planting their seed, lots of times planting by hand, to weeding, to harvesting, to distilling on their own fields. And whether their fields are owned or leased, we're the only company that owns their own fields that you can actually go and visit. Be careful, though, probably wear not the best clothes because you'll probably be asked to work. So let's take a look. First of all, the seed comes from years of seeds that they know are really good. Planting comes from many times planting by hand. Weeding comes only by hand because big machinery often cross-contaminates between the fields. Harvesting is particular to a particular plant. For instance, Melissa, it was found that if Melissa were harvested and let go and let lay on the ground, that there weren't as many constituents in the essential oil as if it were put into a tarp and then put into the distillery. Distillation. Now that's a place that many shortcuts can be made. When you're distilling, you have to know how many hours that particular plant takes. Now, for instance, lavender. Lavender will take 24 hours to distill and get all the deep constituents from the bottom of the distillery. If you do it less than those deep therapeutic constituents, which are usually the most therapeutic, are left on the bottom of the distillery or the distiller. Lots of times your, let's say, lavender, which should be distilled for 24 hours, is distilled for 2 hours. So that's like taking a tea bag and kind of putting it in and taking it out, which is not going to be very flavorful. The other way is putting the lavender in the distiller, distilling it for 2 hours, getting all your lavender oil and putting it in bottles, and then putting in more water and distilling it for another 2 hours, putting it in bottles and getting some more water. And that's like taking your tea bag and putting it in the cup, the first cup, and then in the second cup, and then in the third cup. And sometimes this is done 5 times. Now, I would not want to be the one who drank that 5th cup of tea. Thank you very much. So all of these things you don't know. You won't know when you are choosing an essential oil. The essential oil industry is totally unregulated. So any company can put anything on a label. It can say 100% organic, 100% pure, and you only need 5% of that bottle to be 100% pure, and that's what they can call it. You can fill it up with anything. You can look and see if it says 100% organic, because organic is a red flag. We only have organic, what's the right word? We only have the organic label in North America. So if you see a frankincense that is that says it's 100% organic, and frankincense comes from Oman, they don't have organic in Oman. So you'll know right then that that is a red flag. They have third-party testing at Young Living, and they test for parts per billion. That is 1 contaminant in a swimming pool of water. Cost. Yes, you're going to pay more. There is no question, because it is absolutely dependent on the plant. It's dependent on the plant quality, and it's dependent on the number of hours that it's distilled. So if you want a real therapeutic grade essential oil that's really going to do what it says it's going to do, like take skin tags off, help with headaches, reduce inflammation, reduce pain, then if you want a therapeutic grade essential oil, you're going to pay for it. Our body doesn't speak that synthetic. So in order for it to work, it's going to have to be pure. Take lavender. We've talked a lot about lavender, but do you know there is not enough soil on the earth to plant all the lavender that there is on the shelves. So a lot of the lavender is synthetic. It's made in the lab. A lot of it is lavandin, which is not the same plant as lavender. 1 drop of peppermint, Young Living essential oil, equals 28 peppermint tea bags. There are 5,000 pounds of rose petals that make up, once it's distilled, 2.2 pounds of rose oil. So you can absolutely imagine rose oil is very expensive. Now, frequencies. We all have frequencies. Frequencies are energy. And if I'm feeling well and healthy, my frequency is probably 62 to 68 megahertz. If I've got the flu, I might be down to 42, maybe 50. If I have cancer, I'll be down further than that. If I'm just not feeling well, if I'm depressed, I'm going to be down. Idaho blue spruce, though, in the essential oils, has a megahertz of 428. Now, there's no way that you can stay in a room with Idaho blue spruce going in your diffuser and stay at that low level. So if you're not feeling very happy, if you're depressed, put some Idaho blue spruce in and up the frequency of your body, your room, your air. The D. Gary Young company, or Young Living, that D. Gary Young started, is so transparent. It is so ethical. And not only do they have that seed to seal guarantee in their oils, but that's the way they run the company. And I, for one, only use Young Living. I have gotten rid of all the chemicals out of my home. I'm going to go on and tell you more about essential oils and Young Living in later episodes. And for right now, I just want to say thank you for listening. And until next time, much love. Okay. We can turn it off. We'll be fine.